What's going on YouTube? Q back here again with another video for you. Today's video, I want to talk about why so many people hate this new Acura Integra. So if you didn't know, the original or the last Acura Integra before this one came out, so this is the 2023 Integra, was about 2001, and that car left out with a bang. But now that this has come back, it's a little bit different, and people just don't like that. I want to know why you guys hate this Integra so much. So this car won North American Car of the Year. It was a top 4 finalist in Motor Trend's Performance Car of the Year contest, and people still hate the thing. And I don't know if people haven't driven it or just the looks of it. I think it looks good, but I want to know why you all hate this car so much, and is it justifiable? So we're about to jump into that in this video. So that's going to be the topic of discussion in today's video. So cue that intro. So let's take a brief walk around here and take a look at it. So this matches Acura's current lineup philosophy. It's got some Japanese influence. It is a Japanese car, and got some design elements. Too close to the garage, y'all can't see. They call this a chicane. What is that? I'll put it on the screen because I forgot what it was. I knew at one point. But this is a hatchback. 4-door hatchback, very practical, sporty ride, same as the Civic Si, and I really like driving this thing, especially around curves, and it looks good to me. It's parked in the dirt. Y'all know I don't wash my cars like that. But this is a great car. I love it. So there's a few cars in the history of the automobile that took a hiatus and came back as something a little different, this being one of them. Another car that recently came back, the Toyota Supra, and a lot of people hate that car because it has a BMW motor. It's an inline 6, and BMW has some of the best engines in the business, the 4 and the 6. The straight 6 they got in there, very torquey. And the Toyota, the 2JZ Supra, before it left, it was an inline 6 too. And I know they split the development costs so they can make that car, the Z4, the same as the Supra, and it has 2 less seats as well. But it's a great driver car, and it's made Car and Drivers one of their top driving cars of the year. So I don't understand that hate, but I guess the purists of Toyota, they want a real Toyota. So I guess you got to get a GR Corolla for that. Not even the GR86. Another car on that list is the Charger. Those came back around like 2005. The Charger wasn't present in my lifetime. It was like a 70s car that went away. It was originally a coupe. Dodge had like 2 coupes, the Challenger and the Charger. I really don't know the difference because I wasn't into those types of cars. They're older than I am. But when they came back with the Charger and Challenger and the 300, they were both, well, the Challenger is a 2-door, the Charger is a 4-door. People didn't like that. And then we got the Mitsubishi Eclipse. That thing was a sports car, front-wheel drive sports car in the 90s, probably early 2000s as well. And now it's an SUV. That I can understand because we like our sports cars to be cars, not SUVs. And they just took the name and just ran away with that. So that works in that aspect of it. And Chrysler did the same thing with the Pacifica, but that used to be like a CUV, and now it's a minivan. I don't know why they discontinued the Grand Caravan, but I digress. So the original Integra, it came is like mechanically identical, as is this, to the Civic, and that's what it's always been. It even had a 4-door hatchback, just like this. So I don't know if people were stuck on the last one, the Integra Type S, or is it Integra Type R? I don't know. And then the GSR, which was a less track worthy car, more of a daily driver. But that's what they tend to want. And they kind of bash this car for it. Like this is the same recipe. So it would be cool if this was a 2-door hatchback, but Honda doesn't have that anymore. They discontinued the Civic Si with 2 doors, and you know that's not going to carry on the Acura. And Acura's had some tough years since they screwed up with that beak on the Acura TL. Their sales has declined. I don't know if the beak is the problem that they had on that one. That thing was weird looking, especially from the first generation, the TSX and the TLs. The design just went down and the sales followed. So let's talk about the last one a little bit. So that one had 195 horsepower, 130 pound-feet of torque. This one has 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. So this one is more powerful and way more torque. But this being a Honda, Hondas generally rev out. So that car was a 1.8 liter naturally aspirated engine. This is a 1.5 liter turbo. So the characteristics are vastly different on these cars. So this car, and it weighs more. This car is like 3,000, 3,100 pounds. That car was 2,700 pounds. That car would rev to the moon. So my red line on this is 6,500. The red line on the Integra Type S, is it Integra Type R? Whatever it was, that was like 8,400, and it revs so high. So in slow cars, that is really fun, and that's the thrill that you don't get on here. And the VTEC kicked in around like 5,500 RPM. You really don't notice it on this car because it's a turbo, so I got torque all the way through. On a naturally aspirated engine, why'd I say it that way? You feel that torque kick in around the 5,000 RPM, and that's where the fun comes in, and it's lighter weight. So I understand that, but it's kind of hard to go off that because Honda doesn't have an engine on the market they could put on here. And this is not like it's going to be a high volume selling car. This is an Acura. They're not selling in droves like that anyway. It's doing well for the segment, but it's not going to be the car to save everything. The profit margin is kind of low on these too. So why don't people like this new Integra? For me personally, it looks better because I don't think the first generations of the Integras were that good looking. They were cool at the time, but when they were out, I didn't even know they existed, man. I don't know how, being a car enthusiast for most of my life, I guess my taste changed, but I never noticed an Integra and never had zero interest in them, and I still don't know a whole lot about them. Never driven one. I've driven the TSX before, which is like the sedan version. When Acura got rid of the RSX, that would have been like kind of like an Integra, but that's what it would have been as an Acura, the rebadged Civic. But it's always been, like I said earlier, people judge this car based on what it is right here. And this isn't even the Type S. They got a Type S coming out this summer, so that's going to be the one, the performance king. And I'd be really interested to see one of these go up against the other Integras, the older ones on the track, just to see which one is faster, because they have similar horsepower, even though one is lighter, but we got newer technology in the suspension on this one. So I want to see how that would do. Would this hold its own? Because it handles really well, but I'm not sure if that'll equate to track time, because it is still a fun to drive car. So I still don't understand why people bash it for that. It's a momentum car, but it doesn't have, I understand the characteristics of that engine though, just revving out. That's a whole different world of fun right there, and that's something this car misses because it kind of hits that red line really quick. But in the older cars, I'd imagine that'll just be a joy to experience. That's all I got here. I know a few people out there, they have the old Integra on the side of the new Integra, so I want to hear your thoughts on them, differences, similarities, like which one do you like more? And I just want to know for myself, man, because that was bothering me. Like, why do people hate this car? For me, it's a great family car, and it's sporty as well. Like, it handles really well. That's what I wanted. Super practical. Yeah, this is my daily driver. That's what I bought it for. And I still can't believe people are mad at me for getting a daily driver. Like, oh, why'd you get a sedan? I got kids, man. I got a wife and kids. I got to drive them around. I'm sorry I can't fit my family in a two-door sports car. I needed this. And it was a compromise I had to give up. I needed practicality, man. So no, I'm still on the market for another car, which will be happening any day now. I'm still weighing the options. This is a hard choice given the market that I'm in right now, so it's very difficult. Got to budget it out because I want to go up to the Integra Type S, so I got to budget that out too. So this next car that I buy, I got to have enough coin to upgrade this to that as well. Drop a comment, let me know what you think about this car, the old car. Let's just have a conversation down in the comment section. Don't forget to check out my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.